Welcome to this demonstration of the WooCommerce exercise. I'd like to point out that there may be the odd glitch in this demonstration, as it is, it's got to, by the nature of it, be a single pass, and this is something that hasn't been done an awful lot by me yet. You may want to make sure that you pay attention in your actual live classroom while this is being demonstrated by your professor, but this should be a supplement that helps out. So to begin with, you're obviously going to require the instructions. They may or may not look exactly the same as what you're going to see on my screen. They could be modified or updated. You also are going to need to be at your website. And if you've completed all of the other exercises throughout the semester, your website should look similar to the one that you see on my screen. For example, you should have the puppy blog posts that were created. You may have your social media links. You should have a custom menu with a home button, your about page, and your contact page. Now, some of you may have already started to adapt or modify your website to personalize it for the term project. And if that's the case, that's not a problem. I'm just going to use this as the demonstration example, but you would have to make adjustments wherever. Another thing I should point out is that this exercise that we're doing is not part of the term project. So the things that we are doing in this class, in this exercise that are going to modify the website can all be removed after the exercise is done. This is simply an exercise to demonstrate how you can add a shopping cart to your website. But again, it is not a requirement of the actual term project. So once you're obviously at your website, you're going to need to log into your dashboard. So make sure that you log into your dashboard. Go to your website first, make sure you see it on the screen, then log in. So I'll go ahead and do that now. And you should end up at your dashboard. Now, this first thing I'm going to do is go to plugins. You may actually already have the WooCommerce plugin installed. If you'll notice, I have Contact Form 7 that we did in the plugins exercise. I have social icons, which we also did in the plugins exercise. I do not have the WooCommerce plugin at the moment. I thought I would demonstrate it again just for those people who may not have it installed. So to add WooCommerce, I will go to Add New. I will search for WooCommerce. And I will choose Install Now. Now, I would like you to first of all pay attention over here to the dashboard, to the WordPress dashboard. Just before I activate WooCommerce, I want you to notice a few things. First of all, we've got dashboard, posts, media pages, comments. Here's the contact menu that was added by the Contact Form 7 plugin. Appearance, users, tools, settings. If I go to pages, here are the pages, the privacy policy and the sample page that came with WordPress, and the about and contact page that were created when we did our themes exercise. Notice those are the only pages that are listed. And just to show you as well, I have the 3 posts that were created as part of the exercises. I got rid of the welcome post that was there previously. In the media library, I have the pictures that were uploaded for the exercise, the posts exercise. What you should also have downloaded as part of the exercise, in addition to the instructions, is a zip file that contains some pictures. You're going to want to make sure that you extract all of the contents of that zip file so that you have the pictures that are necessary for this exercise. It should extract into a folder. Once you've extracted from the folder, you can get rid of the zip file. Just delete the zip file. It's the one with the zipper icon. And you should have the various pictures that are part of the exercise. Now, you can upload all of these pictures into the media library. I'm trying to recall exactly what I had you guys, or what I have you do in the exercise, but when we get to it, I have listed the pictures that you will be using in the exercise. So let's walk through and we can upload them later. One quick and fast way to add them all at once, if you want to do it, is in Media Library, choose Add New, select all of the pictures, and simply drag them and drop them on top of this box, and it will upload all of the pictures in one shot. And we may do that later, but before we do it, let's go back to the plugins menu and let's find our WooCommerce plugin. And again, pay attention to the menu on the side here. Go ahead and activate WooCommerce. This may take a couple of minutes, particularly if you're doing it in a classroom with a bunch of other people. But once you're done, you should get to a setting or a setup page that looks like this. Welcome to Woo. And it should match up with the pictures and the graphics that are in the exercise. So at this point, we'll start to walk through the exercise. And I'll zoom this in just a little bit more so the pictures are a little bigger. Let's move it over a bit so that we can see the graphics and the pictures. Obviously on your screen, you can zoom in your Word document a little bit more to see the different graphics and pictures. So let's start walking through. We've got to provide some information about our store. So I'm going to click on Set Up My Store. Of course, we're going to choose I'm just starting my business. So here is the example for this. Now, if you were doing this in the real world, you would select whichever of these options was appropriate. But this is just a run through, a really brief look at setting up WooCommerce. So we're going to keep it very simple. So as demonstrated here in the screenshots, we're simply going to say we're starting a new business. We're going to give our store a name. I'll leave it Puppy Love. Industry that we want, we can choose. In this particular example, we're going to choose clothing and accessories because I know it has nothing to do with puppies, but that's the topic that we've selected for this. And of course, where is your store located? You can choose any location you want, but of course we're teaching this class in Ontario, Canada, so I will select that. I think in the instructions it says name the store, username store. So you know what, let me follow the instructions. Woo Demo Store. So I want to see what changes it might happen to make to the overall website, so we can reverse them later on if we want to. So let's click on Continue. We see here, this is that screen. So the next thing we want to do is we want to perhaps add a bunch of items that are free and features that you add. So I would suggest you look through these, but I'm going to have you turn them all off. We don't want to overcomplicate things right now, but you can take a look at what they all are and you can learn more about them by clicking on the Learn More links. So please uncheck all of these so we don't end up with more work than is necessary. I don't want to damage your term project website by adding a bunch of stuff that is not related to the term project. So we'll click on Continue. Should do the initial setup of your store. What I'd like you to notice is that once it's set up, you will end up with a WooCommerce menu on the left-hand side with a whole bunch of different buttons that relate. So once it's set up and activated, just like the contact form, you now have a whole WooCommerce section. And the screen that you see here is basically the setup or the starting setup screen for setting up WooCommerce. Now, we're not going to walk through every single one of these steps today. There's just simply too much work and it's not necessary. What we will focus, however, on is the very first step, which is simply adding some products. After that, if you're interested, you can learn more by reading about WooCommerce or going through the remaining steps. But some of these items, you're going to require external things in order to complete. And if you were setting up a real store, you would have the information necessary for things like payment processing, taxation, shipping costs, And of course, you would have some kind of a marketing and promotion strategy that you would want to implement. But let's start by adding products. We're going to add 2 products that we grabbed from the Seneca online store. We're going to add a Seneca baseball hat, and we are going to add a women's Seneca sweater. So let's click on the Add Products button here. And it asks us what kind of products we want to sell. Now, if you had a lot of products, you could import them. There's obviously a procedure and process you would have to follow. There are additional product types that you could look at, digital products, external products, and so on. But we're going to focus right now on physical products and variable products. These will be the 2, and these are the 2 most common products. So I'm going to click on physical products for the first product that we're going to add. And the first product we're going to add, and you'll notice in the instructions, I've got screen captures of all of these. I've also provided you a space here in the document where you can copy and paste the appropriate information. So the product name in this case is Seneca branded hat. So I will copy and paste Seneca branded hat into here. Next, I need a product description. Just a note, I selected physical product from the list because the hat does not have any options as in terms of color or size. It's a one size fits all. It only comes in one design. So I did not have any variations in color and size. What we're going to do for the next product is we'll choose a variable product, which is the sweatshirt, and it comes in different colors and different sizes. So these 2 products kind of illustrate what you will most commonly find. Physical products that are sort of an item that you can sell or buy, like a coffee cup or a toy or a book, versus products that have variable options, which is the next thing that we will do. Next, we want a product description. So here we've got our product description. I will copy and paste this from the Word document. Next, we want to put in a price. The price here is $46, so I'll put in $46 for the price. Next, they want a short product description. I think I should fix this in here. So let's do short product description for this one. I'm still going through and finalizing the exercise as I make this video. So here's our product short description. I guess it's product short description, so I'll do that. Then we'll carry on to the next step. Next, we need to set some product images so we can upload or add products. So let's click on Set Product Image. Now, of course, it brings me to my media library. If I had previously uploaded all of the pictures, then I could just select it from here. And of course, I could create all of the metadata that you're already familiar with. I haven't, so let me go out and select the files that I need, downloads, the folder, and let's choose this product, Seneca Hat 1, as the first picture that I'm going to upload. Of course, I would add my alternate text. Wait till it finishes uploading. This is a pretty big file. I haven't taken the time to do any modifications or updates to the file. So it's a reasonably large file at 2 megabytes. To be honest, it could be much smaller. You've learned how to reduce the size of files to make them more appropriate for downloading. I haven't done that yet. I may do that later at some point, but you will notice it's a pretty big picture, much larger than it's probably needed. I'll do product photo for the alt text, and the description I can put in black and red baseball hat with a red Seneca logo. Of course, you would do a much better description than that for metadata, but this will do for the time being. Right, so I now have a product image. Click on Next. We can add, by the way, if I go back, you'll notice down here there is add product gallery images. We are going to add a few additional pictures to this later on, but for now we're just doing the main picture for the product. Later on, you will have noticed there were a side view and I think a back view of the hat. We'll add some additional pictures to the gallery. In the meantime, let's click on next. Product tags. I'm not sure if I actually provided you guys with any product tags. Don't think so. This is walking through on the demo, so I'm not sure that it did. Let's just do hat, baseball, and we'll click on add. I separated them with commas, by the way, to type them in. I'll click on next. Categories. Let's add a new category here. We'll call it clothing. Let me see what I have in my instructions here. Later on, I wanted to do a category. Let's see what I called it. Now I'm going to add the category later. So let's just skip next. And now we can publish our product. So I'll click on publish. Our product has now been published. Now at this point, I can go through and add additional information. A couple of little notes that have shown up here. But just before I do it, here is my website in a separate web browser. I just want to look and see if any changes have occurred. So here's my website. I'm going to click on refresh and see if anything has changed. Well, I do notice that it has changed the name of my site. So certainly by putting in the name at the top, it's changed the name of the site. I think I'll probably make an adjustment to the instructions to say just leave it alone. Then it would still see Puppy Love up here. But I can't see any other items that have been updated or changed. And this is the Minerva theme, by the way. So what I will do, I'll go back to Appearance, Customize. And I'm just going to go to Site Identity. And instead of Woo Demo Store, I'm just going to put it back to Puppy Love. And probably by the time you do this exercise, I'll have updated the instructions so that it tells you to leave that alone. But in the meantime, let's just put it back to what it was. And we'll go back to the dashboard. So now when I reload, it will go back to the Puppy Love that it was previously. Now you will note, you do not see the store here. If we had done this in a brand new WordPress installation, or had we had an automatic menu system where it was simply picking up pages, there would be links to the store up here. I'd like to point out that we now have pages that have also been added to our WordPress site. We have a cart, which is our shopping cart. We have a checkout page. We have a My Account page. We have a refund and returns policy draft. And we have a shop page. I'm going to add the shop page to my menu to start. I might also add the cart page to my menu, but let's take a look and see. First, we're going to start with the shop page. So to add the shop page to my menu, I've got to go back and customize my website. And this will differ, by the way, with different themes, but I'm going to go to menus. I'm going to edit my current menu. I'm going to add items, and I'm going to add the shop page. Now I could add shop, cart, checkout. Maybe I will. Let's see. Let's do shop. And then I'll add cart, checkout, and my account. But something that we didn't do in the menu lesson, I'm going to take those and I'm going to indent them a little bit so that they actually appear in a drop down. Now, I don't know if I need those. I can always come back later and I can remove them, but I'll publish this for the time being. And let's take a look and see what it is done here. I now have a shop with the 3 items in the checkout. And if I click on shop, let's take a look at where it brings me. It brings me to my Seneca branded hat that I can add to a cart. Now, obviously, this is a page I can make some modifications to this page if I want, but for the time being, I'm going to leave it alone. Go back to my home page here, and let's go back and jump back into the exercise again. Let's go back to WooCommerce. Close my customization menu here. I'm going to go back to WooCommerce. I'm going to go back to the products menu. Let's go back to products. Hang on for a sec. WooCommerce. I've got products here. Let's click on products. We'll go all products. Here's our hat. Let's just quickly edit the hat. And we'll go and add the rest of the pictures. So let's add product gallery images. And you know what I'm actually going to do? Sorry, this is jumping around a little bit, but I'm going to go to the media library. I'm going to go to add new, and I'm going to throw all my pictures into the media library. I will not be throwing in the one that I've already done, but I'll put all the rest of them in there by simply dragging and dropping them. Certainly going to make things a little bit faster. Now, remember, I would expect that you would go in and add metadata to each of these pictures. Also, you can notice by the speed that they're uploading, they're all way too big. They probably should have some more processing done to make them a little bit faster loading. But for the time being, this should do the job. Wait till they upload. Then I can go back to products. All products. Just going to wait till they finish uploading here. Just about done. There we go. Now I'll go back to products, all products. I can edit my hat again. And what I'll do is I'll go to add product gallery images. And I'm going to add the other two pictures that I haven't added. Of course, I should have metadata for this, but I will add them to the gallery. And then I can update my product. Of course, I can go back and I can make any changes I want to any of this information. I can update, I can add. If I go back now to my store, click on shop, here's my hat. If I click on my hat, the product comes up, and notice I have additional views of the hat that I can choose from. Categories, we are going to look at adding categories in a minute. And then here are the tags that I added. Here's the description and so on. In the instructions, we're actually going to add a category. So the category we're going to create is clothing. Just like posts, we really shouldn't have our items just dumped in as uncategorized. It doesn't look very professional. So in the WooCommerce menu, I will go to categories, and I'm going to add a category called clothing. And once I've done that, I can put a description in. This description that I've got here, if you look at the picture, is Seneca branded clothing for personal use or to give as gifts. Exclamation point. And we'll add the category. So we now have uncategorized, and we have this category. Now, if I make this a little wider, it's going to read a little better. I can now go back to my products. I can go back and edit my Seneca branded hat. And I can locate in here the category that it's part of. Find it in here. Right here, product categories, and uncheck uncategorized and check clothing, very much like you would do with a post. And of course, I want to update once I've made that change. The next product we're going to do, we go back to all of our products, we add another product this time. And this product is going to be a variable product. So we are going to, it's going to walk us through the process with this wizard. So we want to start by adding attributes. Well, let's walk through the steps and add things as they come. If you go into the exercise, there are obviously a product name, woman's hooded sweatshirt. So I will add that. Then we have a product description. I will add that. As I continue to scroll down, make sure you've selected variable product. I provided you with a SKU, so we'll throw that in here. Product short description. I provided you with that. Now let's go, once we've done all of this, let's go to attributes. So for the attributes, we can, first of all, put in the first attribute that we're going to do. So if I'm just going to scroll down through the instructions here, and the first thing we're going to do is color. This is going to be the first attribute, and it tells you to enter the options in here and use this vertical bar to separate different options. Well, in the instructions, I provided you with the 4 different colors that are available. So in here, we will put in the 4 different colors: black, red, gray, and green. Next, so this is color. Let's add a new attribute. This one is going to be size. And I provided you with 6 different sizes for this product here. So we'll put those 6 different sizes in, same as we did last time. And once we're happy with our attributes, we could put more descriptive information up here. We're going to save attributes. So we now have color and we have size as our attributes. Let's see what the next thing we want to do is. Product description, attributes. Let's click on variations. Now, remember that we have 6 different colors and 6 different sizes and 4 different colors. So we need to have variations so that people have the ability to choose that in the store. So we've created our 2 different variables with the different options. So now we're going to actually have WooCommerce generate all of the different products from that product combinations. So we want to create our variations. It's creating 24 variations. So here are our, actually more than 24 variations. Here are all the different variations that we have. We have 6 sizes of black, 6 sizes of red, 6 sizes of gray, and if I go to the next page, there should be 6 sizes of green as well, and red, I guess, is in there at some point. So what have we got? We got all of them. Red, green, black, red, gray, green. Perfect. So we've created all of our variations. Next thing we need to do is put in our pricing. So just before we do this, we've got to click on, it says here 24 variations do not have prices. Now I can edit each individual one and I can put a separate price for each one if I want to. You may charge more for a larger item or less for a smaller item. But I'm going to click on add price, and this will automatically put in a price for anything that does not have a price. So I don't have to manually edit each one. So add a price to all variations that don't have a price. So I'll click on add prices, and I now have added prices. I've got to go to the next page here because it seems that it only shows a few, and it actually said 9 don't have prices. So those would be the ones here. Let's add a price to these as well. 64, add prices. There must be a way you can change the view so you can see them all, but in any case, I now have prices for all of my variations. Now that I've done this, I need to upload pictures. So again, I'm going to choose clothing as the product category. I'm going to select the main product. Let's choose a nice red Seneca one. Of course, there should be an alt text product photo or a product. Can't spell. And then, of course, a description, which you could actually just paste the other description in because it's a good description. So you could just copy and paste and put it in, but we'll set the product image. We'll also add product gallery images. So let's choose these 3 other variations and add them to the gallery. And now that I've completed that, I should be able to publish. If I go back to my site, I go back to the menu item here for shop, I now have a hat and I now have a sweatshirt. If I click on the sweatshirt, you'll notice that I have the sweatshirt. I can zoom in, take a look at it. I can grab a different color. Of course, zoom in and look at that too. Green one, black one. I can choose a color. I can choose a size. I think there must be a way of linking the color and the size to the pictures, but it's gone back to the default image. That's fine. Category here. Price is showing here. And of course, my description, any related products as an upsell, and I can add that to the shopping cart. So it's been added to the cart. If I go and view my cart, there is my product in my cart. And then of course I could proceed to the checkout if I wanted to. Now that's as far as I'm going to go for this exercise. There's obviously a great deal more necessary in order to complete this. It's certainly something that you could explore in the future. But for now, the purpose is simply to show you how you could integrate shopping into your WordPress site. My recommendation would be to go back and re-edit your menu and remove these items from the menu. Now you can leave it there. It will not lose you any marks in the term project. If you want to leave your shopping cart there just to show that you've completed it, by all means you can do that. Remember that you need to have your home link, you need to have your completed about page with a link, and you need to have your completed contact page with a descriptive paragraph and the form, preferably a form you've made minor modifications to for full marks. You do not need to have anything else in your menu. You can leave this here if you would like. It will not cause any harm. And I suppose from a demonstration or a portfolio standpoint, it demonstrates your ability to actually integrate, but I will leave that up to you. If you want to remove the menu items, all you need to do is go back to Appearance, Customize, and this may differ with different themes. This is the Minerva theme. Go back to Menus, edit your menu, and simply remove the items from the list. So go down to the bottom, choose Remove. Cart, choose Remove. Checkout, choose Remove. And then My Account, if you happen to add these, remove it as well. Publish, and then it's gone. So if I reload this, it will be gone. Now keep in mind, getting to it is not something you're going to be able to do. If you want to go back and add the link back to the store again, of course, just go back and add it. Here's the link to the store. Publish. I didn't do the sub menu this time. There is the link to the store. If I reload, there's the link to the store. Now, I suppose you could copy and hang on to this or copy and paste this particular URL, but that's adding or removing. In this case, I did not do the drop-down menu. It's always nice to have the ability to go to the shopping cart, which is obviously why you would want to have a cart and other items, menu items in here, because right now unless you add something, you don't have the ability to go to the cart. But again, those are technical things that you would work through with your design. So I hope that demonstrates. I'll probably end up redoing this video at some point, but for a first pass at this exercise, there is your WooCommerce exercise. I hope you enjoyed it.